so I'm finally going to tell you that joke I promised you. So there are these 3 archaeologists on an expedition, and they're in this tomb, and they come across this hallway that splits into 3 directions, and so they each decide to take a direction. The first one goes down the first hallway, comes to a red door that says, "Whoever disturbs this room will die by fire." And he says, "That's a bunch of superstitious nonsense. I don't care about that." And so he goes in, and it's this giant room filled with rubies. He's like, "Sweet, I'm gonna be rich." The second guy goes down the middle hallway and comes to a blue door that said, "Whoever disturbs this room will die by water." He's like, "Whatever, I don't care about that." He opens the door, and it's this giant room filled with sapphires. And he becomes super rich. And the third guy goes down the last hallway and comes to a white door. It says, "Whoever disturbs this room will die a mysterious death." He goes, "Meh, whatever, I don't really care, I don't believe in that." So he goes in, and it's this huge room, and it's filled with diamonds. And so all 3 archaeologists are super rich, and they buy all these big fancy mansions and live this extravagant life. But a couple years later, the third archaeologist reads in the paper that the first guy died in a house fire. He's like, oh boy, that's kind of scary, but house fires happen all the time. It's fine. But then a couple years later, he reads that the second archaeologist drowned in a flood. And so he goes, "Oh crap." And so he takes his remaining money and he builds this giant fortress in the middle of the desert with armed guards and everything, trying to keep himself safe. And everything's going fine for a couple years, until one day one of his head guards comes in and says, "Sir, there is a casket approaching your mansion." The guy's like, "Shoot at it! Do something!" And so the guards go out and they're shooting at this casket, and nothing's happening. It's still coming towards them. And so the guards are all out of ammo, and so they run because they're scared shitless. And the casket breaks down the front door. So the guy runs into his bedroom, locks it, barricades it, everything. And then the casket starts pounding on the door. And so he runs into his bathroom, locks and barricades that, and he hears this crash. And the casket has gotten through the first door. And so he's perched on his countertop, and he hears this banging coming from the door. And finally the casket bursts into the bathroom, and he doesn't know what to do at this point, so he's just throwing stuff at it, reaching into his medicine cabinet, throwing whatever he can find in there. And everything is gone until finally his hand grabs this little blue bottle, and he throws it, and the casket stops. Moral of the story? Vic stops the coffin. I know that is so bad, but it's so great at the same time. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. This is my end screen, and this is my end screen song. Yeah!